What's up, guys? Welcome back to the Red and Blue Site YouTube channel and some exciting news. As you can tell from the title of the video, Daichi Kamada has officially been announced by Crystal Palace as a signing on a 2-year deal. The Japanese central midfielder signed as a free agent after spending a couple of years at Lazio. Before that, he was at Frankfurt and obviously won the Europa League under Glasner when he was in that Frankfurt side that beat Rangers in the final on pens. Unreal signing, in my opinion. We've known this isn't like the worst kept secret, really, around Palace. We've known this for a number of weeks now. It's all been done, but the club can officially announce it now that we've hit the 1st of July. And I personally think that same way I thought weeks ago when the initial news came out, and I did TikTok video on it. Go over to Red and Blue Site TikTok to see that video and to see more videos, Palace related content. When that first news was broken out by Fabrizio Romano at the time, I thought, wow, we've got an exciting player here, a skillful player, a player that I think is good on the ball. I think a lot of similarities to Eze, not so much in the movement on the ball. I think Eze is by far and away the best player, and we've seen that in the England game when he came on off the bench. We saw how Eze can move and glide with the ball like no other player on the England team right now, and that's not an exaggeration either. Kamada, he can move well with the ball, but I think his strength, as much as he's a very comparable player to Eze, I think his strength is in his goal contributions and his effectiveness in and around the box. Eze is obviously has got a great strike on him. He can score goals and do assists, but I think his decision making sometimes in the final third isn't at the absolute top level. I think that's something he's still working on. It's not bad by any means, and don't get in the comments and roast me on it, but I think it could be better. And that is probably the one part of his attacking game I think needs work on, is maybe his decision making when he gets to the final third. His ability to hit a strike is great, and his ability to pick a pass is fantastic, but maybe in the moment it could be a little bit quicker, a little bit more decisive. And I think that's where Kamada, especially with his years playing in the Champions League last season, playing in Europe over his last few years of his career, I think that's where his real strength lies. He's very decisive. I think his intelligence, his actual mental game is a lot better than Eze's at this stage in Eze's career. He's obviously still a young player. He can still develop, and he's still an unreal player. But I think they're very similar in that sense, that they like to move with the ball. They like to create. They like to take shots. They like to influence the play from the middle of the park. Obviously, under this new system with Glasner in the team, it'll be interesting to see how they both fit in, because with 3 at the back and we'd like to play with the 2 wingers with 1 striker, we've got a couple of midfielders in there. How will we set up with Kamada in the team? Will it be a case of him or Eze starts? Will it be a case of Eze could potentially be leaving? I don't think that's the case with the Elise transfer happening. It opens up a lot of questions. Do we stick with the same formation? Will it mean that Glasner has to tweak the 5 at the back slightly in order to accommodate someone like Kamada and Eze in the same side? Because Kamada will want to play in the middle, but when you got Wharton, Decore, Lerma all in the mix as well, how do you pick 2 out of those 4? Especially when you definitely could have Kamada next to Wharton, but then that leaves a lot of work for Wharton to do defensively. Kamada's not that sort of defensive player. He's definitely more of an offensive player, likes to get in and around the box, less of a player that we see tracking back. Can feature out on the wing if he has to, but it's not his best position. So will we see him as a player who can slot in at right wing like the way that Elise did, or left wing and have him and Elise on the wings and have him just literally be an inside forward, similar to how we've seen with England with Foden and more so Foden than Bukayo Saka, drifting into the middle, becoming almost a second attacking mid alongside Bellingham behind Kane? Could it be the same thing with Eze and Kamada coming off the wings and acting almost as narrow double 10s behind Mateta? It'll be really interesting to see how it works. But overall thoughts, really excited to see how this goes. It's a player who, a Japanese player in the squad, brings a whole new fan base as well. That side of thing can't be you can't underplay that side of things. The Asian market and all of that is massive financially, and that brings a whole new fan base to the Premier League, and more importantly to Palace. So that's exciting. And I'm just personally really excited to see how he performs at Premier League level. He's excited. We've had quotes of him saying how happy he is to be working under Glasner. And let's be real, if Glasner wasn't the manager, this signing wouldn't have happened. And he's as of last season, a Champions League midfielder. He's got Lazio out the group stage. He started every Champions League game with Lazio, and they got out the group stage. They got into the knockout rounds of the Champions League, and he has now left Lazio at the end of his contract and gone to Crystal Palace. It's a massive, massive signing for the club in terms of stature, progression, where we want to go. It shows ambition, something we've been crying out for ages, and not just squad depth wise, but in terms of player ability. It shows real ambition, and it's exciting, and I can't wait to see what he does in this team. Let me know your thoughts down below, guys. Do you think it means a change in formation with this squad right now, or do you think he'll stick with the same thing? Glasner, where does he slot into the side? I know he's an attacking midfielder, and that's his favourite position. How does it work? I'm interested to see. And what's your favourite thing that you can't wait for in terms of Kamada playing and wanting to see him play? What is it that you're looking forward to most? Let me know your thoughts down below as always. Thank you so much for the support, guys. Like, share, subscribe. Get over to the new socials at Red and Blue Site, TikTok on TikTok, Red and Blue Site IG on Instagram, obviously on Twitter at Red and Blue Site. Follow everyone, follow it all up, and go and like, share, comment, and I'll see you guys next time.